So, welcome to today's session on Womb Consciousness Awakening series. And the session is The Womb is a Portal for Birth, Death, and Rebirth. So, many of us are stuck with two cycles or just 2 points in life, birth and death. Okay. Now, there is something known as birth and death, and there is rebirth as well. So one of my favorite authors, Clarissa Pinkola Estes, always speaks about the birth, the death, and the rebirth cycle, or she calls it the life, death, and the life cycle. So today we will explore these concepts and actually see how on the womb consciousness awakening journey, our body can lead us into this journey in our own personal lives. So even if you look at this beautiful artwork of this woman who is connected deeply to the lunar cycles, and if you look at the moon as well, there is a birth happening, okay, when we have the new moon emerging, that's the birth. And then you have it going on to become the full moon, and then going slowly into the waning moon and moving into the Amavasya night or the dark night, which is the death of the moon. And then again, it's the rebirth of the moon. So these cycles teach us something about our lives, okay? And here we are to learn and see what we're going to understand from all of this. So we're exploring the sacred cycles within. We are also going to look at life, death, rebirth. What are the cultural perspectives? What are the spiritual connections? And the healing empowerment that we can receive from this topic as the womb as a portal. So let's look at the concept of womb as a symbol of profound cycles. Now, a lot of times I have noticed that, we people don't think of our life also as cycles. What's really happening here is we feel, okay, life is on, there's nothing much that we can do about it, and it's just happening. But if you look at nature and you work with nature, then for sure you will see cycles year on year, moment to moment. Let's begin with the day. We start with a cycle. There is a morning sunrise that goes on to the afternoon, where mid-afternoon you have like the sun right over your head. And then by evening, it's setting. And then we go into night. So we have the cycle of the day and night. Then we have the cycle of the week. The beginning of the week starts on maybe let's look at it as a Monday. And then we go on to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that is again another cycle. Then we have a monthly cycle. If you look at the moon cycle, we look at the sun cycle throughout the year. So there is equinoxes, solstices, and where you are placed in different parts of the world, the cycles will differ. They will still be the same, and yet the amount of sunlight, the amount of moonlight, all of that will differ. The size of the day, size of the night will differ. We look at cycles of seasons. We can have spring, summer, autumn. Countries which are tropical, we have the monsoons. Then we have a winter season, autumn and winter. And all of it goes on a repeat again. Some places the winter is harsher. Some places don't have winter at all. Like the place where I'm in, Mumbai, we hardly see any winter. But these days it's a little chilly and feels nice. So once we connect with the symbol of the womb as that of a cycle, we don't get stuck because we know that adage, this too shall pass. What's the meaning of that? Today we have a cycle of life. Tomorrow there'll be a cycle of death. And then there will be rebirth again. Like there is a quote, I think I read it a few days ago, and it says that whatever leaves you comes back in a different form. So yes, death is not the end. We know that when death is happening, there is a seed being sown and birth is happening, or birth has begun immediately. Yeah. let's get on with the sacred feminine. I have to keep moving my picture every time. Okay. So when we look at the sacred feminine, the concept of the maiden, mother, and the crone. So you can look at the maiden. She's young, full of life, full of energy. Okay. You can think of her as spring and maybe even summer. For summer, maybe it's the mother who she's seated on a throne. She's pregnant with possibility and nurturing and creativity, and she brings all of that. That's the mother. And then we have the crone, who's lived a life, who's given birth to all her creations. And now she is just fanning the fire and stirring the pot. And she is one with nature, and she knows all of these cycles keep happening within her and they happen even outside her. So the womb's connection to the sacred feminine is that as women, we have the physical uterus. And if we are looking at the concept of the feminine energy, it's like that of the womb pot. It's like a pot where something is being cooked, like an elixir is getting done, or it's a witch's cauldron, or it's a alchemical pot. There is something that's cooking there. There's something that's being distilled there. So the womb is this source of creativity and intuition, and honoring the nurturing aspect of the sacred feminine comes in that space of being this mother, So that's where she is, the mother, the life cycle, and let's look at birth. If we look at the womb is where the fertilized ovum, which we have seen in the previous, seminar webinar series of the menstrual cycle, and if you haven't seen it, please go and see it, where the egg meets with the sperm and creates a fertilized ovum. Now, this ovum is then implanted into any one of the walls of the uterus, and there begins the growth of the baby. The seed for the baby is sown, and the baby is growing there in the womb of the mother. Now, womb then becomes a cradle, the first cradle for this life that is, kind of growing within the mother's belly. So conception and the beginning of life is happening here. Growth and development is happening in a protective space, in the womb space. Within that sac, within the amniotic fluid, the baby is nice and happy and growing, and it's only listening to the heartbeat of the mother, which is the soothing sound for the baby. And the womb is a portal for the beginning of existence. So for life to begin, it has to start from the womb. Something has to incubate. I was talking to an author yesterday, and she said, when I was writing my book, I sat in my room and I would not come out, or just come out to pee and maybe just to eat something. She was incubating the idea and the creativity of a book. So she was in her womb space. That is where birth is happening. So let's do a little meditation that'll connect us to birthing, to something that is being sown within us, or something, or maybe remembering and reminding us of our own birth, of our own time in the womb of the mother. Okay? So take a deep breath, take 3 deep breaths, and just relax your body. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe out through the mouth. Make your out breath longer. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Let's go back to the time that we were in the womb of our mother. So imagine a cozy, soft, safe space with the mother. Notice how you feel. What are the sensations in the body? The cozy feel of being in the womb of your mother. Are you able to hear her heart beating as little drumbeat around? What is the sound like? And now get ready for that moment when you are coming and getting ready to be birthed into this world. You may know the story of your birth, but in this moment, notice what kind of birth you want to witness for yourself. Let's make it an easy birth for our mothers. And you are getting ready to pass through that canal. You're passing through the canal. Yes, yes, yes. It is tight, but somewhere your head is pushing through, pushing through. Yes, yes, there you are, there. Right there at the edge of your mom's vaginal canal and waiting to get out. And yet, maybe sometimes you feel a little stuck. Okay, I was stuck. So I needed the doctor to apply forceps to bring me out. But today I choose that I'm ready to birth into this world. I'm ready to experience. It's going to be tough. It's a tough lifetime for all of us. I've had some tough moments in my life. Now allow yourself to be birthed. Yes, mama, push, 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 and out you come, and you are welcome by these beautiful women. They're singing for you, they're getting ready to bathe you, to kind of cut your cords, and then there is someone who's soothing your mother. Oh, this is such a blissful birth time. Oh, wow, this is beautiful. Wow, this is amazing. And here you are, birthing, and you have been birthed into this world. Welcome. This little baby is you, ready to grow, ready to fulfill its destiny on this planet Earth of your conscious way of life, being connected to your soul, listening to the voice of God, listening to the voice of your higher self, walking the path, walking gently, walking gently. Take a deep breath. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. We have been birthed, and yet, once you are birthed, it's not the end all, okay? We are going to get into the cycle of death. This is not the physical dying, but the dying of a portion of us, of a level of consciousness as we move to the next level. So, this death cycle also can take place using the womb as a portal. Here, the life is getting transformed from being the naive maiden, okay, because I address women, from being the naive maiden who has been living her life unconsciously, just doing what comes. You know, there are so many unconscious patterns working in the background, coming from your mother, from your father, from previous lifetimes, living an unconscious life. Now, that is just life living and happening to you. And as Carl Jung says, if you don't make the unconscious conscious, you will live your life and call it fate. Now, in the unconscious, what is there? And for that, you have to travel to the unconscious, which is the depths and the dark. But you can use your womb as a portal. This beautiful picture of this woman who's planning to go like very deep in soil. We're so afraid of darkness, acknowledging the cycle that we need the dark in our lives. And the dark is the feminine. She dominates in the dark. We have dark of the night to let us rest. We have the dark of the winter, again to let us rest, where all the seeds go into the suptavasta or the dormant place. So we are acknowledging the end of a life cycle. Sometimes some things end, relationships end, jobs end, careers end. Maybe your role as a mother ends because your children have flown off the nest. The mother who was busy and harrowed, you'll always be a mother. But the mother who's constantly on beck and call, have you eaten? Have you, got your clothes washed? Are your clothes ironed? Blah, blah. All of that goes out of the window when your children leave the nest. From being mother, if your children are married and they have grandchildren, then you become a grandmother. So there is a death. But this transition has to be done very consciously. You have to be aware of this transition. Like for a woman who's moving from a reproductive cycle where she's menstruating to moving into menopause. So we have the whole perimenopause, and all women hate it because the body's undergoing crazy changes. You're getting hot flushes, you're getting irritable, you're feeling depressed one day you're feeling, happy. That's the death cycle. And that's why you need good therapists to be around women, be in groups of women. It's only when I started talking to my friends, I realized that they were also going through the same symptoms. It was not me. God was not being unkind to me by sending me all these hajar symptoms and this, copious amounts of bleeding. No, it wasn't. It wasn't me at all. It's all of us. So the womb is then a symbol of transition and transformation because again, you are incubating. One more time. Okay? So let's do a little meditation. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Imagine you are now in the darkness of your womb. And this womb space is filled with a lot of mud. And you are planted there as a seed. Some old stuff is leaving you. And as you are planted, you are now ready to let go of all the heaviness, of all the old stories, the old cycles that you have kind of finished. You're turning the tide, you're moving on to the next level of who you are, of what is wishing to be birthed through you, is pulling you in that direction. So stay in the darkness of your womb. Listen to that voice. If you don't hear it now, know that it will appear for you in the next few days, maybe during your dream time, or someone will come and tell you something. So continue to stay in this inward space. What are you letting go of? Old hurts, old resentments, old ways of living, not loving yourself, being this overgiver, bending forwards, bending backwards, but never for yourself. Doing things as a ritual mindlessly. And now to live life with intention, every action, every word spoken with intention and awareness. Your womb is holding you. And take 3 deep breaths. Time, breathe in and out. Another time, breathe in and out. Open your eyes. Okay, that was the death cycle. And now we go on to the birth cycle, rebirth. Okay, so a lot of us feel life ho gaya, death ho gaya. Everything is over, finished. No, it's not. Even with physical death, it's not over. Life continues, your consciousness continues. And like that, we see life, death, life cycle. If you are a gardener, you will know. New leaves, old leaves, the leaves on the trees, all of them living that cycle. You look at the rebirth cycle deeper when you look at the metaphor of the metamorphosis of the butterfly. The stage of going from being a caterpillar who's eating, and then you're going into a cocoon, which is your womb space. They're all that jolly and mellow and nothing like a butterfly there. Total miserable mess. How many times have we been in that mess? And that's the death cycle, by the way. And then the rebirth. Rebirth can come from that little point of power within you, that spark of life that lives within your own womb. Sometimes in the presence of a guru or a teacher, it can be lit because someone lights it up for you. And sometimes it just happens spontaneously inside of you. And that's beautiful, isn't it? And then you emerge as this woman with wings, or this man with wings. The symbol of the phoenix, it's the portal, womb as a portal for renewal, the emerging of the phoenix bird who rises from the ashes. There is fire, it's burning down everything. When we do the next class on Shakti, we talk about the aspects of creation, destruction, and preservation. But here, this is the phoenix bird emerging. I have seen hundreds of cycles in my own life. Even if I just take one aspect of my life, which is my hair, and I just follow it through my lifetime, it's had its cycles. The first cycle was of me having baby hair, maybe, and then a little longish hair, and I always wanted to adorn it with flowers. Everyone who knows me knows my love for flowers, especially jasmines in my hair. Then the time of going to school, frizzy hair, putting loads of oil, tying. You know, you go to convent school, so you have to put your 2 chotis and then turn it around for years, like 10 years of your life. And then after marriage, wanting to cut it, get it shorter, straighten it, because straightening is available. You have all kinds of treatments. poker straight hair for a few years, coloring it, burgundy, all kinds of colors, giving streaks. That became a personality trait. And then moving into a space when realizing that more than 80% of your hair is grayed and then letting it gray. That is another emerging of another cycle. And yet the hair is long. And at some point, again, there is the death of the long hair. And there is the short hair that emerges. And it's so short, it looks, like an absolute, maybe just little left to be bald. Like a monk, that period of being a monk. After that, letting the hair grow on one side. Maybe feeling I'm balancing my masculine and feminine. Yesterday, I went to a flower market and the guy says, "Madam, are you from the army? Or are you from the police force or NCC?" And I said, "No, why?" He says, "You could you crop your hair like really short." Stereotype. And maybe I was in that space. My masculine is in that space, wanting, searching for that disciplined life. It's tough, it's coming slowly, but I'm growing the inner masculine. And there the phoenix rises. Yeah. Regenerating back, coming back. That's the gift we have been given. So let's do a little meditation now to know what is wishing to emerge and be birthed within us. So take a deep breath. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Relax. This little seed that had been sown in the womb space has now begun to germinate. The grace of holy people, the grace of God, the grace of ancestors, spirit guides, the grace of the angelic kingdom, grace of all gods and goddesses for helping this little seed germinate. And as she's emerging, notice what she's emerging as. Ask for the other side to bring you an image. This other side. Ask for it to show you what is it that you are meant to do. Who are you meant to become? What is your becoming in this moment? Let it be shown. Let it be made known to you. And may you emerge and merge into this future self of yours. Take a deep breath. I don't know why, but I'm feeling a little teary-eyed and emotional, maybe something that the body is realizing. Yeah. So I'll just take you through a little bit of the cultural perspectives of the womb. Though, of course, we've spoken about it, and we'll see these signs and symbols everywhere. You may have seen the Ankh if you've ever visited Egypt, or you can see it as a symbol, as pendants. And it is actually seen to be a replica of the uterus or the reproductive system in a woman, where you see the lower half as the vaginal canal, the portal of life. You have sunrise, sunset, the two arms or the fallopian tubes. And the circle on top is the uterus or the womb of life, inside which everything happens. And if you look at the whole of it, It also looks like a key. It's a key that opens you into your own specific king queendom. I call it the king queendom because from a balanced, sacred union of the masculine and the feminine, you create your own king queendom. Yeah. And we've seen it throughout. So across cultures, you will notice the Holy Grail is seen as the life-giving womb of the mother. The yoni and vagina, we have, the Shivalinga. And if you look at the whole thing together, it's the Shivalinga and the vaginal canal for the woman. You have the cup that holds the wine, which is the blood of Christ. Again, very feminine way of showing it. You have the uterus itself, the replica of the Holy Grail. And this is there for eons and centuries. And, my teacher would always say that the symbols of the feminine are like secrets in the open. If you do not know and do not have the eyes to see, you will not see. And they're right there in front of you, but you will not see them. Now you will see because you know. Okay, I'm going to move myself up a little bit. The spiritual significance is of the womb in your spiritual journey. So when you know that you want to transform from being, you ended something and there's something new that is wanting to come out and, take you into a newer space and you're getting ready, okay? The womb plays a big role in your spiritual journey. And the womb has connections not only to the womb of Gaia, not only to the womb of Mother Earth, but to the cosmic womb as well. Call it the Hiranyagarbha. Such beautiful names. I love some of the old, Vedic knowledge, the different Sanskrit words that depict and tell us of this. All paths lead to that one place. We're taking the path of the womb, dear ladies and gentlemen, if you are here. So we have seen these roles of the woman, different mystic traditions. My journey as a Roman Catholic, I grew up in a Roman Catholic tradition, saying the rosary every day. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. And Jesus, who is Jesus? The Christ child, the divine one who taught us the consciousness of Christ, the all-forgiving, the all-loving Christ. Yeah, that's what it is. And womb can bring us healing and empowerment. We've done, and we've gone through so many practices, few practices, and I'm going to share also some practices with you. So this is taken from Abiola Abrams, and we talk about the second chakra in the chakra system, which is the Swadhisthana. It's in the pelvic area, just below your navel. Issues here are creativity, sexuality, reproduction, pleasure. The color is orange. And we have a beach mantra. If you want to chant beach mantras, there is another video which is on vocal toning, using the beach mantras for all your 7 chakras to get them balanced and aligned using your own voice and beach mantras. So the mantra here is Vam. Mudra is the Shakti Mudra. The element is water. And this second chakra, it's a home for all your emotions. We've done this. So go back on the series and listen to the first day 1, and you will get a whole idea of how the womb is also the seat of emotions. It's also the seat of the soul. And some of the ways to heal your sacral chakra are to honor your sacred vessel of the womb with sacred bathing. This is something that I vouch for, ladies. I love it. Take your time, do the long ritual bath, even a shower, just helps you cleanse and connect to your womb. Honor your creativity as a creative force. Heal your relationship with your mother, your grandmother, your whole maternal lineage, because we are connected womb to womb. As angry as you may be with your mother, or that whole, and you've decided to cut off relations, you need, if you want to heal your womb, you've got to go back to mother. That's it. There's no other way out. And if you really want to connect to the divine mother, you first have to heal all these small thingies first. Divine mother is not going to come and say, ha, I'm going to, take you in if you've not done your work. Have to do your work. There has to be healing. There has to be forgiveness. There has to be deep love, kindness, compassion for your own mother, for your own grandmother, and for yourself. And then Divine Mother emerges from within you and she says, I love you, my daughter, because I know what you're doing. Yeah. Heal your relationship with your mother culture, mother earth, mother tongue, mother country, motherland. And one of the affirmations is, I'm powerful beyond belief. I'm proud to be Indian. A lot of people get confused. They say, your name is Evelet and it's Sequeira. Yes, there is a lineage, there is a history, there is a story behind. But I grew up on this land. I was birthed here. I have deep connection with it. I don't have to belong to a particular religion or particular fan following that will make me an Indian. I was born on this land. This land mothered me. And that makes me the daughter of this land. No one can take that away from you. Nobody. Move your hips and dance for your own pleasure. Go to day one and you will see few moves for your hips. Yes, to allow the energy to move. Release any unhealthy attachments and codependency. I'll be working with the lover archetype in the coming months. So stay tuned and we'll realize how much we are hooked. We are hooked at different places to different people over time and timelines. And we have to clear all of that. Heal shame. And you see a womb healer. Come to me. I'm available. You can go to my website, eveletsequeira.in, book a session. I promise you to be there with you. Because I don't do the healing. I'm just sitting there with a little lamp and light to show you the way. In your healing is my healing. We do it together. Okay? So thank you, dear friends. Thank you for being with me today and going through this journey of womb as a portal for life, death, and rebirth. I love you all. My name is Dr. Evelet Sequeira, and I'm grateful that the Divine Mother and Father chose me to be a womb keeper this lifetime. Bye-bye.